Hello and welcome, Leo, to my channel. This is a 5-card tarot card overall energy reading for the time period of February 16th through the 21st of 2021. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well and is healthy. This is a general reading for the overall larger collective of Leos, and it's intended for informational purposes. The information may not fit or resonate with all Leos, and that's totally understandable. Please take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I've already shuffled the cards and requested the universal guidance, and the cards that were selected were ejected on their own in the order that the 5 cards fell. The 5 cards that exited during the shuffle are lined up in the order, of course. And the first card here represents your past influences. These are significant energy that the overall collective of Leos were feeling in the last, anytime between the last 30 days, 60 days up to the last 6 months. And that energy could have resolved itself, or it could still be lingering in some cases. The second card represents the overall present energy during this time period, and so that's your present things that are going right now for the overall energy for Leos. The third card represents the overall energy for your future energies, and that's things that could be on the cusp, things that could be give or take within this time frame, that things to be aware of. And the fourth card represents challenges. These are challenges, energies. Does not necessarily mean that they are negative energies. These typically are things to be aware of, but most often they present in the cards as choices that you can make, and of course those choices are based on your own free will. And finally, the fifth card represents the overall outcome energies. These are things that either have progressed or will be progressing soon, or coming to a closure for the overall collective of Leo. So first of all, again, I want to say thank you very much for clicking on here, and for the sake of repeating it, I'll do it very quickly. I really would appreciate your support for my channel, and YouTube depends on algorithms in order to promote new channels to a larger audience. I'm still relatively a new channel, although it was started in July. It takes a while, but it helps by viewers like you. So one thing that you can help, and you will not be bombarded with all kinds of junk or anything like that, you probably won't even notice it, but that is to like the video, understand the concept of the video and the intent of the video, of course, and take what fits and as information. And the second thing is subscribe to the channel. That's really critical, and you won't notice a lot of things you won't be bombarded with junk mail, but subscribing to the channel is critically important as an algorithm for YouTube to promote to larger channels, to larger audiences. And then also, please feel free to leave a comment if anything applied or is applicable to you. I'd love to hear that. And again, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. It's totally okay. So it's information only. So let's get started, Leo. In our first card for our past influences, we have the 7 of Wands here. You can see the glare there, sorry. So, Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand why the 7 of Wands is here for our Leos and their past influences during this time frame, please. I'm picking up an overall energy that for many Leos, you have been working very hard to get where you are right now. And I think some Leos have been feeling some sort of energy from others or those around them, whether it's a personal matter or a work-related issue, where some other people that you may know, are whether acquaintances or family, are coveting in some way of what you have, and could either be jealous of what you have, or could be having hard feelings, or don't feel you deserve it. And keep in mind, Leo, we understand too that you love flattery, and when people are excited and are jealous of what you have, that's a sort of a way of flattery. But it's also flattering that they strive for your success, and I think that's probably more critical to most Leos, that they are recognizing that you have succeeded. And especially if you're in a tense and competitive work environment, because we also know that it's important to protect what you have, and it's also important to continually improve yourself. However, the sad fact is that the more visible that you can become as a leader, or the more visible that you become and taking on a project, or whether it's a family project or some sort of activity that you're just showing, natural leadership skills. And if it's something that you have a talent in, or information in, or knowledge in, or a skill in, particularly if it's in your area of field or expertise or knowledge, obviously you can go to a bigger audience in some cases, and you can get a lot more visibility to some degree. Whether it's more visibility in your family, it doesn't matter what the situation is, but you apply it to whichever one that you see fit. Because, however, the point is that others will see your success. And either will cherish it and admire it, or they're going to feel jealous and they're going to want to challenge a point of view, or try to take you down. And so some Leos I pick up, we're feeling that in some cases, in either sometime within the last 6 months. And you probably might have either you got yourself into, or you felt the need to get yourself into a position of wanting to defend yourself from some of that possible threat. Keep in mind, with the Seven of Wands here appearing in your past influences, it's particularly of interest that, Leo, if you were holding a contentious point of view on something, or you voiced an opinion in a public forum in some way, or out to your family members or friends or something like that, you know the key for this to be successful is that it was important that you were able to back up your argument and back up yourself in that case. And if you were able to do that, you were able to stand firm in your conviction for what you believe in, and you were able to justify why you felt the way you did. And is a positive way. It still doesn't mean people are going to like it, but however, it justifies and rationalizes in a subjective and honest way. However, sometimes the threat or this opposition from whoever that you might have been feeling it from, even if it wasn't someone particular, but you just had this feeling that you were in some sort of opposition. If it caught you by surprise, in some cases, Leos, you might have felt inadequate and weren't quite ready to prepare for that reaction. And some of you may have scrambled to sort of put your fight together and have everything in place, because you weren't expecting that sort of reaction. And a learning lesson from that, of course, is to be better prepared the next time. The Seven of Wands here in your past influences encourages you, Leo, to map out any potential threats or risks before moving ahead with your plans. That way, if you can always have a worst case scenario, and you're more prepared and ready to go if it happens. I'm also picking up for many Leos, the Seven of Wands can also bring a challenge should the success of some sort of creative project, and most likely from an external source. And this could have been someone or something that was trying to get in your way from being able to being able to pursue your goals, and potentially either trying to block your path, or forcing you to sort of overcome this obstacle. And I think for the Leos that experience that, I am getting the energy that you were able to overcome that obstacle, and you basically, by drawing upon your self-confidence and your self-belief and the continued self-improvement skills that you were striving for. Keep in mind, the Seven of Wands here also reminds you in your past year, and things to learn from, is that it's important to establish clear boundaries, and then protect them so that others don't mess with you, of course. It is important to hold your ground, Leo. It's important to take a stand and defend positions and opinions at whenever necessary. And it can take a lot of energy and courage and persistence. But what I'm picking up here is that for many Leos, you were able to stand the battle, so to speak. You had the strength and you had the determination to conquer it. And you fought for what you believed in, and you were able to confront, if they did confront you, anyone that was opposing or being threatened to you. So, in our present energies, we have the Three of Swords. However, our Three of Swords is in the reverse position. So, angels and spirit guides, please help us understand why the Three of Swords is in the reverse position for our Leos and their present energy during this time frame, please. Okay. Well, hmm. What I'm picking up here, Leo, in your present energy here is that that with the Three of Swords, when it's in the reversed position, it's going to encourage you, Leos, to pay attention to your inner thoughts and self-talk. This typically is wanting you to understand that words are very powerful, not only how you speak to yourself, but also how you speak to other people, and give opinions of other people. Um, but however, this has to do more with an inner sort of turmoil or an inner self-talk, and especially if you're repeating sort of negative self thoughts to yourself throughout the day. Um, it's going to be a challenge for you. Now, it can work for you if you're doing positive thoughts, but however, when the Three of Swords is reversed, so it's an energy that's sort of asking you to be aware of and to be mindful that if you are already prone to self-criticism, and you limit your beliefs and you're prone to negative self-talk, this could be exacerbating right now for many of you. And it's important for you to identify, with this sort of inner mean girl or inner mean boy, whoever this inner voice is, who's constantly telling you why you're not good enough for something, or beating yourself up on, even if it's not every day, but if it's an occasional thing that pops up every once in a while. And that's an energy that I'm picking up right now for the overall collective of Leos. So the message here with the Three of Swords here for Leos, that when you hear these negative self-talks come up, it's important that you ask yourself whether you would utter these words. Why are you speaking? Then you have to ask yourself why you're speaking these words to yourself, and just be mindful
of the negative self-talk. I mean, everybody has it to some degree, but this is a larger energy that I'm feeling right now. So, this is important for you to be mindful to shift your thoughts towards positive and reinforcement and your confidence, and to understand, Leo, that you have what it takes to be the person that you deserve to be. In all honesty, if you're a Leo who's perhaps prone to hypersensitive sort of words from others, then in this case you need to develop a thicker skin. If this is happening and you've been scorned by somebody and it's bothering you, and you're contemplating it over in your head right now, then this reverse Three of Swords here is encouraging you to let go of the hurt of these words that are causing you, because it's only going to hold you back. It's important to do some self-reflection, of course, and understand what triggered your feelings and why are you feeling this way. That's something to be mindful of. And it also encourages you right now, if this is applying to you, that you might want to address the underlying issue. For example, Leo, if you're upset by a friend's accusation that you're selfish, then do yourself a favor, at least, and look within yourself to see where you may be acting in an unselfish way. If this behavior is no longer serving you, then let it go. That's the key. But don't ignore it. The Three of Swords reversed here can indicate, for Leos, that some of you recently have gone under some sort of difficult patch in which a relationship has ended or perhaps was challenged. It could have been a loved one who has passed, or you were hurt by a situation that affected you deeply. With this card in reverse, this is encouraging to understand that you're going to be on a path to recovery, and realizing that with every cloud comes this silver lining. It's important that you understand that things are cyclical, and to focus on the stuff that brings you joy. Of course, any sort of grievance and sadness is appropriate. You're a human and you want to be able to have feelings, but we're talking more about if it's prolonged. And if it's slowing you down or keeping you from doing the things that you want to do. So we're talking about the extreme here. So if you have reached a point, Leo, where you can accept the pain, then it's time to move on, whatever that pain was. On the flip side, the reverse Three of Swords can also point out for some Leos that if you're finding it too hard to move from a recent loss or a heartbreak, then when this card shows up here, it's recognizing that you're still suffering from some sort of earlier loss,
and that you perhaps haven't gone through the emotional purging of the feelings. And it's going to be asking you to be mindful to take the time to have that emotional purge, because in order to do so, in order to move forward, you have to free yourself from your past, and that's the typical, and that is to forgive yourself, to just let it go. It doesn't mean forget. It means let go of the negative stuff, whatever it is. Um, because it's important that you want to do your best to leave any sort of junk that no longer fits behind you. It will only slow you down. And particularly if you feel like you have a long journey ahead of you, that you want to get sort of a new start, and you want to have a new perspective on things. But it's just reminding you right now to be careful that you're not getting stuck in the moment of grief. And instead focus on embracing whatever the new opportunities are, and what can you learn from that particular grief, or what can you remember from that particular situation. We know, of course, it's always hard to bear a pain of separation, and we also understand that it's if you've been inflicted with such sorrow, that it's painful, but that's a part of life, and we're not dismissing that in any means, by no means at all. It's feel it, have your time with it, experience it, but don't prolong it, and don't bring yourself down with it. That's the point of what the card is here. This is about learning to accept your circumstances, so that the healing process won't become blocked, because that's what you're trying to do, is heal through it. And that's what sadness and emotion are, and grief and all this other stuff is about, is go through those stages so that you can move forward. This is about allowing yourself, Leo, to experience the pain, and give yourself the right to grieve, and to release the heartache that you have. Once you are able to release it and to let it go, you're going to open the door to these new experiences. And with the reversed Three of Swords here, it's important to ask yourself, Leos, if in what way are you suffering, and what is the sorrow about, and how can you release this pain, and learn from it. And that's the key. You want to learn from pain and move on. So if you're experiencing challenges in your relationships, Leo, the reversed Three of Swords here serves as a reminder that sometimes you need to be the peacemaker. And always think before you speak. And sometimes we know, Leo, that you can be a little harsh at times, just a little. And I know, in the most part, Leos mean well and have a good heart. But just, again, it's about being mindful that sometimes your overconfidence and your lioness basically can, rub people the wrong way if they don't know you very well, and you might be able to say things that you regret. And so, and again, it's just a good reminder with the Three of Swords in reverse that it's never too late, and do not be afraid to say that you're sorry, because you'll grow from it. In our third card, we have the Three of Cups, and this is in the upright position. So with the Three of Cups here, this is our future energies. Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand why the Three of Cups is here for our Leos in their future energy during this time frame, please. Okay. Okay. This is the good news. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration. It's about friendship. It's about sisterhood, brotherhood. It's about creative collaborations. This is something that where you want to be able to enjoy your friends and your family, and to understand that they're going to be there to support you and to lift you up to higher levels of success. This is about celebrations, and it's about celebrating with them, and or enjoying the camaraderie with people that you like, and that could be whoever your family is, whoever you consider to be your family, or whoever your friends. Now, we realize with COVID-19, it may be difficult for some people to get together, depending where you are in the country and our travel issues, but it's encouraging you to get together with others and use technology, use Zoom, use FaceTime, use whatever. But it's about celebrating something, and whatever it is that you want to enjoy. Think of it as sort of wanting it's an energy of where you're wanting to be with those that you want to be close to, that you can stick together through thick and thin, and that you want to be there for others. It's that sort of thing. It's a deeper connection. It's about, that you want to be friends forever, or whatever that brings you joy and that connection to them, even if you don't see them all the time. But if there's someone that just you connect it with, and that brings you joy when you're around them, and we all feel that people have different energies, and you enjoy being around some people. That's what to focus on. So with the Three of Cups here, in your future energies, you're being encouraged here, Leo, to gather with your closest friends and have a good time together. It's asking you to sort of let your hair down, enjoy talking, laughing, sharing, creating, and together in that camaraderie, you're going to give and receive love, support, and compassion that each of you needs to one another. And it's going to inspire you, Leo, to host perhaps some kind of girl or boys night out, or a weekend away if you can, or just a group phone call, or a Zoom meeting, or FaceTime. It's anything that you can do under circumstances, of course. It doesn't have to be lots of money. It's just an activity at night, something that just get people together that bring you joy, and that's really what this card is about. So the energy right now with this card here is going to be high. And with that energy, and with the people that you're closest to and getting together, you're going to do a lot of amazing things together, and you're going to be able to play off that energy. And it's very important right now, I think, for you, Leo. The Three of Cups here also indicates really a sociable period. And this could be whether it's someone's birthday, wedding, holiday season, or vacation with friends, or whatever. Anniversaries. It's an opportunity for you, Leo, to let your hair down and sort of forget about your day-to-day commitments. And it's sort of just enjoy yourself. Like, forget about your obligations for a little bit. It's about enjoying quality time. It's about enjoying quality time with your family and friends, whoever you consider that to be. Also, this card invites you, Leo, to collaborate with others on creative projects, inspiring others, and when you work together, you're going to sort of reach new heights, and collectively. So again, this is whether it's a social activity or it's a work activity, it's really important to be around other people that inspire you, and that again brings you joy. Because when you do that, you're working towards a common goal and a greater good for others, and you're wanting to be able to reach out with others, and you're wanting to band together, and to understand that in many cases you can achieve a lot more in a shorter period of time by sharing your thoughts and your positive energy and your passions with a collective group. The Three of Cups here, is a very creative card. It's suggesting that you can pursue any sort of creative outlet within a group environment if you choose, and this could also be an art class or dance class or something of the sorts, online groups or something. But it really is giving you the message that it's a great time to connect with others, and to access yours and other creative abilities and responsibilities. And there you have it. So enjoy with that one. In our fourth card, which is our challenges, we have the King of Cups. So with this, and it's in the upright position, of course, angel and spirit guides, please help us understand why the King of Cups is in our Leo and our challenges during this time frame, please. Okay. Leo, the King of Cups represents mastery over the realms of emotion, creativity, and conscious. So, with this card turning up in your challenges, this is basically sending the message to many Leos that you've gained control of your feelings right now, and you can accept them, and you're allowing your feelings to work for you and not against you. So even if, Leo, you're thrown some sort of curveball, you're going to be able to draw from your emotional maturity and stability right now, and you're going to be able to navigate any sort of challenges that come your way. So as long as as long as you don't let things get to you. So if you still steer clear of any sort of drama, you know, in order to do that, choose emotional, balanced, and a calm approach of things. Think things out. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Those sort of things. Um, if you're being challenged on a personal level here, Leo, with the King of Cups here in your challenges, it's going to suggest that you need to remain, again, emotionally mature, and particularly when you're faced with any sort of negative energy from others. You are encouraged to be firm on your personal boundaries and stating what is and what is not acceptable on any sort of emotional level is fine. Because with this card here, it's giving you the energy and to be mindful that it's important to be level-headed and in control of your emotions. That's what this is about. The King of Cups here uses his intellect and to make smart decisions and does not rely on circumstances or whims or other people's opinions. And he stands firm in his central beliefs and morals. So this card here for many Leos is it's encouraging you that when you are faced with these challenges or any sort of challenge, is to stay true to your emotions and feelings and do not allow others to steer you off course. The King of Cups here, embodies a perfect balance between sort of the executive decision maker and the heart and the feeling of things. Not only are you able to sort of assess and manage situations more logically right now or in these challenges, but you're also going to be able to draw upon your intuition and understanding of the human interactions. You're going to be able to show perhaps even more leadership sort of characteristics and take on those such responsibilities. Because right now in your challenges, it's important for you to achieve your goals and objectives as you go about making sure that everyone else is sort of happy and engaged along the way. So this isn't about charging forward and being a loner. This is also working with others, as in your previous card. But you're in control in a positive way, and the key here is being mindful of it and make it work for you. That's what this is about, because the energy is going to support you as long as you're mindful about it. Keep in mind that again, this is using logic and emotions. If your logic and emotions are out of balance, it's the king here is going to help you realign yourself. The king of cups here, keep in mind, is also has the masculine energy. It's a fatherly energy, and that doesn't mean from a male or female perspective. It's just that energy, and it's with the cups. The King of Cups here brings an emotional self to the forefront. So understanding that he offers wise advice when it comes to feelings and emotions and creativity and even your relationships, and sort of understands the human dynamic in its entirety. The King of Cups is compassionate towards others, and it creates strong bonds and relationships based on patience and understanding. And you're going to be able to draw upon that again as long as you're mindful, Leo. So as you interact with others, you may need to navigate their strong feelings and emotional triggers so that you can create a sense of peace on your own interactions. In other words, don't play into other people's triggers or their emotional issues. So with the King of Cups here, he's going to help you in your life and sort of appear as a mentor or a coach or even a spiritual guide. And it will help you sort of step into this role yourself where you can sometimes or even might find yourself being a mentor to somebody or a coach, even officially or unofficially. And some sort of spirit guide, and spirit can be whatever you want it to be, of just sort of growing and learning. And it's a great card, and it's a great energy to be in. The key is be mindful of it, and be aware and have it work for you. And our last card we have here are Six of Swords. However, the Six of Swords is in reverse, and this is for your outcomes during this time frame. Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand why the Six of Swords is in reverse for our Leos for their outcomes during this time frame, please. Okay. Since the fifth card has to do with your outcomes, Leo, this is this is about Leos who are going through a sort of a personal or spiritual transition. It's about going through some sort of rite of passage, and this is something that you could be going on through right now, or you're beginning, or you're thinking about, or you're ending, or whatever else. But for many Leos, I'm picking up that throughout this process, and I think it even started out with your past influences, about sort of a ritual or the spiritual path, and it's within it being in the outcomes. Where it's coming here right now is that this ritual passage is going to come to a close. So this could mean that either you're going to leave behind a bad relationship, or you're going to leave behind a behavioral pattern that's no longer serving you. It could have, perhaps you wanted to quit smoking, or you wanted to quit drinking alcohol, or you wanted to quit gossiping, or you wanted to lose weight, or you wanted to walk more, whatever else, whatever is something that you were wanting to change. You're coming to a close that you're going to be able to change it. In most cases, Leo, this is an intensely personal and private journey. And many of you were perhaps working in isolation to make it happen. Whatever it is, right now you're going to be coming to sort of this closure because you've identified what it is that you must, and the key word is you've identified what you must release in order to embrace a new way of thinking. And you're going to be coming to in your outcomes here where you're going to be able to release it, and this is going to be your beginning. So think of the Six of Swords here in reversed as something that indicates that you know what you need to do to make the change or transition in your life. However, Leos, if you've been reluctant to do so, this is going to help you do it. Again, but you have free will. So you have to understand it, and this is even if it's helping you wrangle a difficult decision. Keep in mind, Leos, that we're human, and sometimes you may want to fool yourself into thinking that you can put up with it, whatever it is that you're putting up with. Keep in mind that you think you might be able to put up with it, whatever it is, and you might be trying to fool yourself. But know deep in your heart that it's time to move on, and you know that. And this is what this card is going to help you do. It's going to help you change. So, it's going to encourage you, if you are having a difficulty with it, to sort of push beyond your comfort zone so that you can evolve as a person and become that higher self that you want to be. And we understand that it's going to be discomfort, but however, understand that discomfort can be a positive sign that growth is happening. And you need to feel that energy, and it's going to encourage you to keep moving forward and expanding yourself. In some cases, Leo, the reverse Six of Swords is also suggesting that you may be resisting some sort of change or transition, and because in this case, if you believe something was forced on you and you weren't included in the decision, this could be an example of if your partner may have relocated for work, and you have to go along with him or her, or you're forced to do some kind of detailed job at work or whatever else. If this is the case, this card here is going to ask you to remind you to ask the following questions. What is important is that you focus on the benefits of the transition rather than the drawbacks. Where can you look forward to something and get personal value from it? And it's going to encourage you to reaffirm to yourself why you need to make this transition and how it aligns with your own values. What can you learn from this transition? How can it benefit? Don't focus on the negative part of it. Leos, if you're trying to move forward from a past, but it's a struggle to do so, the Six of Swords here in reverse is going to suggest that you may have some unfinished business and some sort of unresolved conflict. And these, of course, as you know, are lessons that you need to sort of understand before you can wholeheartedly move forward with your life. So understand, and sort of, it's a time to address what may be holding you back in this crucial transition, and seek to resolve those issues. Sometimes it's just letting go of something, letting go of a feeling, or letting go of a thought. It just no longer serves you. So, if you find that there's a moment of doubt, and whether you're making a right decision or not, and leaving something behind in your past, but understand that this card is going to gently encourage you to move forward, and it's in this energy of your outcomes, reminding you that you're heading towards a better future by letting go. So, there you go. Leos, thank you very much for watching this video. If you got this far, I appreciate it. Again, please click on the like the video and subscribe to the channel. And please leave a comment if it's anything fit you. I would love to hear that. And again, if it didn't resonate, please let it go. It's totally good. So thank you very much and appreciate it. And we will see you in March, and have a great rest of February. Thank you, Leos.